All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome to Meh United TV. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about the truth surrounding Manchester United's proposed new stadium. Well, the truth is, it looks fucking ridiculous. It looks like a circus, doesn't it? I'm sure that's quite fitting for them clowns. But no, we're gonna look at it and see if it looks like, if it's the real deal. Is it going to be? Is it ever going to come to fruition? Does it look nice? What about the facilities? What about the cost and all that? I've got some notes here we're going to take a look at. Should Premier League rivals be worried by this? Is it going to be the best football stadium in the world, which is what Ratcliffe is claiming it's going to be? So we're going to take a little nosy at the proposals, and you can let me know what you think about it all in the comment section. Now, let me get my notes here. I did have them on the screen. But obviously they vanished while I was preparing the camera for my chubby cheeks. Right, so they announced plans for a stunning new 100,000 seat stadium on Tuesday, which is going to cost, I think, like £2 billion. £2 billion. Which is quite funny because Ratcliffe's been making all these cutbacks saying Manchester United have got no money. But, this would be paid for by sponsors, by corporate deals and things like that. Manchester United, a big club, right? So they're going to attract all these big brands you would expect. They also want, some... I've seen some people talk about this yesterday, not Manchester United supporters, but supporters of other clubs saying that they want the government to pay for it. I don't think that's actually true. I think what they want is some assistance for the areas nearby for the regeneration. Like we can do this, and if you do that, this place is going to be spectacular. Now, Ratcliffe had said in a recent interview that if he hadn't made all them cutbacks, that United could go bust by Christmas. In fact, he said the simple answer is the club runs out of money at Christmas if we don't do those things. Like take the bonus off the stewards and stuff like that, and sack all the staff. So there's been loads of cost-cutting measures that as you will be aware. Now, this $2 billion stadium, right? Have you seen it? Right? It does look a little bit like a circus, doesn't it? It does, man. Come on. I mean, I've seen numerous drawings of it and all that, and I think, that would look all right. In Blackpool, no, it would look all right, in Saudi Arabia or something, because it's got that vibe about it as well. But to me, it looks like a rejected sort of IKEA gazebo or something like that, So the Red Devils said, see you Old Trafford, and unveiled plans for a 100,000 seat monster that looks ready to host the greatest show on earth. And so they're promising this world-class venue, the best stadium in the world, with an umbrella design. But I don't know about you, but I'm just waiting for Jim Ratcliffe to pop out in a ringmaster hat or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to try and be serious, right? So I think Old Trafford's currently 74,879 or thereabouts. It depends what you're reading. I guess they do need more seats, to see the midfield disappear. But it would beat Wembley. Does anyone care about Wembley anymore? When I was a lad growing up, Wembley was a big deal, but Wembley doesn't seem to have that same value anymore. Used to play in semi-finals there and shit like that. I don't like that. In the FA Cup, I like the semi-finals we played at neutral state, like Old Trafford, for example. So, $2 billion. I mean, they could have built, or bought a new defence or something, but they were like, nah, let's, build a tent, let's just build a new tent instead. So the design, this umbrella look, is designed by Foster and Partners. It's got 3 towers and an umbrella roof, which is perfect for the Manchester rain, obviously. Rival fans call it a circus tent. And I guess with United's recent form, the clowns are already in place, I guess, for that. The location, next to Old Trafford, building it right next door to the current ground, so it's not too far away from the ghosts of Fergie's glory days. I bet you United fans wish he was still there, don't you? Do you know what? Even though I support the enemy, I miss Slur Alex. I really do. I do. I didn't hate him, because hate's a strong word. And it's a compliment, right, as well. Um, I'd rather say I couldn't stand him. He used to wind me up always checking his watch and moaning and groaning and all that. But I tell you what, I do miss him in the game, I've got to be honest with you, from a rival's point of view. So timeline, 5 years, set to open in 2030 if all went well. 5 years, that's probably another 5 United managers. But I guess it depends if what's he called? Ruben Amorim, that's it, yeah. Ruben Interim. We nearly had him at Liverpool, but I think he shot himself in the foot there a bit. I know Liverpool fans, these days, like, well, I'm glad we got Arne Slot, and, look what he's done. Amorim's a big fail and all that. But as I always say, I think, Slot inherited a very good, squad that Jurgen Klopp left, whereas Amorim obviously inherited a disaster, really, to be honest with you. Not a very good squad. I think even, the most faithful of Manchester United supporters would agree with that. So, economic boost, £7.3 billion a year, they claim, will be pumped into the UK economy. Really? 7.3 billion a year? Sounds like someone's been sniffing too much Old Trafford paint, I think. And they said 92,000 jobs as well. Not sure I'd trust fucking Ratcliffe with fucking employment statistics, would you guys? There'd be concerts, NFL games, and more. Fan reaction, it says here. These are my notes. I take these videos very seriously, Mixed bag. Some fans are gutted, and about losing Old Trafford's history. Others say it's time to move on from that leaky roof. Now, I'm not a fan of new football stadiums, I've got to be honest with you. I would hate it if Liverpool left Anfield. But I also see the benefits of building new stadiums. Like a lot of the old stadiums are obviously, were built for football, so many years ago, decades ago. Things have changed so much now. And obviously the transport links and things like that's a big deal, isn't it, for clubs today? But yeah, even though, I don't support, Manchester United, the thought of Old Trafford being bulldozed or something is just, it's not going to make me sad or anything. It's just like from a genuine football fan's point of view, you acknowledge and remember, certain memories. But, I guess you move on, right? I wouldn't know what it's like to be, say, a Tottenham fan, that's like in a new stadium now, what they feel about it. I guess, new stadiums, a bit like new relationships, new chicks or something like that. You might have memories from your past, but you got a new bird now, so you make new memories, yeah? What do you reckon? Or do you think it's, are we still living in the past, thinking about stuff like that? Football's changed though, hasn't it? Football's changed. I mean, I was gutted when Liverpool left Melwood, the training facilities, I thought that was terrible. All I could think about was all those memories, but what good do they do? Do you know what I mean? What does it matter? I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think about that in your club. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at some articles today. Let me just put my phone over there. I was looking at some articles today and yesterday, of the designs and all that. And come on, I mean, it looks fucking ridiculous. Is there anybody that thinks it looks cool? It does look like a fucking circus, doesn't it? It does. And the jokes are there. But what I will tell you is I've seen the drawings and the plans of what it would look within the circus. And it looks very impressive. I've got to be honest with you. If you get a chance to look, don't just look at don't just think of that. But the fan areas and all these facilities that would be within it, it actually sounds really fucking good, to be honest with you. And I hate to admit that. And maybe if it did go ahead, if they did build it, then maybe it would be a big deal. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Only you guys can comment on this. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on it, to be honest with you. I'm glad we stayed at Anfield and made it, bigger and that. But 100,000 is impressive. I'm sure if Manchester United built a 200,000 stadium, they'd fill it. Do you not think? I know Liverpool. I think Liverpool fans secretly would wish they had 100,000. Capacity stadium. The thing is, though, what you're going to be careful about is when they start doing these things, is how many of these tickets go to the fans and not just corporate fans. Because don't get me wrong, there are people that go to football on corporate tickets and corporate hospitality, that are still football fans that just happen to have the hospitality. And I noticed recently on the official LFC website, you can't get tickets for ordinary tickets for certain games, right? I wouldn't know how all that works. I've been a season ticket holder since the late 90s and a former shareholder as well until we were forced to sell our shares during the takeover by George Lett and Tom Hicks. So I get rights to that, like guaranteed tickets for finals and things. And obviously I've run a Liverpool website for 27 years now. So I know everyone, I could get tickets, that's not a problem. But I was doing a bit of mooching around on the ticket side of things, and you could get tickets for Liverpool games, but hospitality ones, and we're talking 500, 600, 700, 1,000. And that's the bit you've got to be careful of. So it can always sound impressive. Oh, we'll have all these extra thousands of fans in. But how many of those fans can actually afford it? I guess there's some way of looking at it is that if the availability is there, the people will come, and is it the club's issue if people are fucking poor? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but is that how to look at it? Like if someone turns around and says on a normal, ticket, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying, it's disgusting. I'm giving my season ticket up, but I'm just not paying it. There'll always be someone else that'll take it, that can pay it, can afford to do it, So what do I think about Manchester United's new stadium? The truth about it is it does look fucking ridiculous. But if you look at the plans and the actual, artist impressions, the drawings and stuff, usually to do with Manchester, these are like on Crime Watch, when they're doing the drawings and that. But this is very, very, very impressive, I've got to be honest. And if it does come off it, I can't. I don't know, maybe I'm just being pathetic, but it does look fucking stupid. But within it, underneath it, all the stuff in it and all the facilities and that is something different, really out of this world, mind-blowing. And I think it will really give Manchester United an edge in English football. So even if you're here going, shut up, you fucking hate your club, I'm talking to you, from a football fan's point of view. And sometimes you should listen to your rivals, right? Because, I'm not a rival that's going to come in here and go, yeah, your club's shit. Yeah, it is. But, I'm not going to say that like a 13-year-old does and squabbles you. I'm going to turn around to you and tell you something, and being honest with you as well. And I think that if Manchester United do build this stadium, if you're a Manchester United fan and you do build it, I think that's going to have a huge knock-on effect to the rest of, say, the Premier League, if you're still in it, that will really help you guys with the revenue, and imagine how, potentially loud that could be. I know the atmospheres have died in football stadiums these days, what with all seaters and people being priced out of it, Other than the appearance of the Circus, it does look really fucking impressive, I'll be honest with you. And I think if it wasn't just for that appearance, I think I'd be a little bit envious. I think I would. I'm sure many Liverpool fans won't like me saying that, and they've probably got their own, attachment to Anfield, and that's fine. But this isn't just about the 100,000 seats. But I am thinking, how many people would that free up off the season ticket waiting list that could go to the games? I mean, how? It's, when I visit different areas of England, when I go back occasionally, I would love to go and see, like a rival club or any Premier League club or, whatever. So like I'm visiting Newcastle next month, for example. And I had a look. I was like, I wonder if I could, it could be lovely to go to a Newcastle game and take in the atmosphere. I think a genuine fan likes to feel it as well, see how their match day is and everything. But you can't get tickets. And even if there was I think there was some corporate ones maybe, but they were I don't know, minimum 400 each or something like that happening, you know what I mean? So, but if you had like these huge stadiums and you could get a ticket, I think it would be really super cool for a lot of people. And of course, whatever football club it is, overseas fans especially, so difficult for them to come over and fulfill their dream of one day visiting the stadium of the club they support. But again, let me know if you've seen the rest of the plans, not just the freaking, not that, just that bit. Have you seen all the other stuff, that would be there as part of it, and what it would do for the area? So I would really like to know what Manchester United fans think about this, actually, because I know they don't like Ratcliffe, really. But I'm just wondering if they've seen this and thought, oh, so do let me know. All right. And if you support, if you do comment, it might be a good idea to say who you support, because that'd be interesting. I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, I think the majority of Liverpool supporters would say, nah, I want to keep Anfield because of the emotional attachment. But don't all fans of their clubs have an emotional attachment to the stadium? I think that from my point of view, when Liverpool were looking at building a new stadium, I think, I could see the positives in it. But unless you're going to build a stadium with a ridiculous capacity, I don't see the point in it. So 100,000, if it's going to make you a lot more money, yes. But it won't just be on match day, will it, as well? So anyway, guys, please do let me know what you think. I'd appreciate a thumbs up if you're with me. I'd appreciate a comment. A sensible one would be nice. If you run your mouth, you'll just get blocked and we won't hear you again. But yeah, fair play. That's what I say. It does look fucking ridiculous. But if you look a little bit deeper into it, it does look pretty cool, to be honest with you.